All right, so let's get into today's work. So last class, you all did some awesome self-portraits using, of course, the blind contour line drawing technique. And I asked that you all hang on to your drawings. I also asked, most people follow this instruction, for everyone to complete each drawing on its own sheet of paper. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. So again, here are my three blind contour line drawings, my three self-portraits. I want you all to pick your favorite one to work with today. And using your favorite blind contour line self-portrait, we're going to start exploring how to create texture and value with your pencil. So we're going to explore kind of three basic techniques for creating texture in a drawing. So we're going to practice hatching, cross-hatching, and stippling. So those are kind of the three basics. Hatching is all about lines. And you create value by how dense or how closely together your lines are, right? So the closer my lines are, the darker and the further apart they are, the lighter. So it's not about how hard you press your pencil or how thick you make your lines. It's about how many lines are in a certain section to create value. So cross-hatching is basically the same idea, right? This is very loose hatching, not very dense, to create a lighter value. This is a denser example of cross-hatching, and I can get super tight in here. So that's cross-hatching. And then stippling is the same idea, right? But you're working with dots. So it's about density. How close your shapes are determines what value you're creating. So hatching, cross-hatching, stippling. All right, so let's practice the three techniques using your self-portrait. So you don't have to go into it with a whole lot of planning. We're just kind of playing and experimenting. But something I do want to note is you don't want to change the energy and the integrity of the blind contour line drawing. So you're not here to make it more accurate. You're not adding features. You're not adding pieces that weren't there. We're kind of, think about this as coloring but with these different techniques. We're just adding texture and interest to it. So that's just the first thing to know. But you can see that I started by outlining some of the main features that I'm working on, and I'm just working in sections. So I started with my lips, then I moved up to my eyebrows, and I started working on my hair. So you can see that I used some cross-hatching, some stippling, and some hatching. So I want you to use all three techniques just to practice and get a feel for what it looks like on a portrait. All right, so I hadn't had the chance to continue to work on my drawing, but I will. So actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking I probably shouldn't have added those dark outlines, but you guys can experiment with it. So the assignment today is to pick one of your favorite self-portraits from the last class. So you completed three contour line drawings of yourself from our previous class. So you're going to pick one of your favorites. And then you're going to use the three techniques we looked at today. So hatching, cross-hatching, and stippling to create dimension and texture in your drawing. And again, this isn't done. The idea is that this whole portrait has texture on it, right? So Obviously, everything doesn't need to be densely populated, but the idea is just to practice how you can use these different techniques to create light and dimension on the face, on a portrait, what your style is and what works for you. So really take your time with this. Take a little more care with this than what we've been doing with the blind contour line drawings. Right, for the past 3 classes, we've kind of just like gone in and just like drawn kind of all over the place. Not really all over the place, but you know what I mean. But today you're really going to focus and look at what you're doing and take time with this assignment. So yeah, this everything we've been doing the last 2 weeks is going to translate directly into the final project that is actually due next Thursday. So right after this, I'm going to record a video with specifics on what that project looks like. So see you on the other side.